In a time when the people of the world, desperate and suppressed by the monotony of daily life, needed saving the most, two unlikely heroes emerged. With mics in hand and jokes aplenty, the heroes set out to entertain the world, and a podcast was born. You are now listening to Chopping It Up.
Hey there, world, and welcome back to another episode of Chopping It Up. Just a reminder, if you're new to this podcast, give us a follow on Instagram at Chop Podcast. Again, that's Chop Podcast, which is one word on Instagram. And today I'm joined by two special guests, Johnny Bassett and Matt Parrish. Jeffrey Steiner, he will be joining us a little later. Again, this is a very amateur podcast, and, real life kind of just got in the way for Mr. Steiner tonight.
Truly unfortunate.
So he'll join us a little later, but we have two special guests, as I said, and I think there's no better way to start this show than to let Matty P have the floor and address the retirement remarks I made last week from the Chop Classic.
Okay,
Two weeks ago. We'll cut that. 2 weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, we'll cut that.
We'll cut that.
So for those of you who don't know, the Chop Classic tournament that Frankie Lee holds has happened once again. And the first year I won, and the second year I won once again. And you know what? Honestly, it's just gotten way too easy for me. These competitors, they just eat it all up. It's very easy. I could beat them all blindfolded, left-handed.
What?
Hammered.
You beat me by a stroke.
You're not that good. I could do it again. I wanted to make it fun for
No,
John,
you know what?
Yes,
no.
I won.
He can't retire anymore.
I'm wearing a jacket tonight, so
Yeah, you are.
Don't disrespect me.
Just
like
for
that.
a whole nother...
he
you barely even wore it last year. What do you mean?
Yeah, that was a little soft. I do like the,
I do
the
enjoy
effort,
that you wore it tonight.
I do like
That
the
was
effort
nice.
you have made to start wearing it a little more.
And is it true that you just found your money that was within there today?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. But, I'm going to have to step down. I feel like there should be a rule that if you win the Chop Classic twice, you have to go on to bigger and better things, which is what I'm going to do for myself. I'm going to set my goal to qualify for the Norwich Invite next year in 2019.
Breaking
I will
news.
be there.
Breaking news.
I will not even qualify for the 6th flight, the 5th flight, but I will be in the 4th flight. I will be playing every single day next year.
That sounds like a guarantee.
Frank,
is that
what
a
It
guarantee?
is a guarantee.
Frank, what flight did you play in this year?
Don't worry about it.
Oh.
I was in the third flight.
I didn't actually mean to insult
chopped
you
it
there.
up.
I just wanted to actually know so we could have a benchmark. Of
I was pretty much right in line with the podcast for the invite this year. I chopped it up pretty good. I think I was in the third flight.
And yesterday I played just to fuck around with my brother, and
Wait, can we swear on this podcast?
Yeah, we can lightly.
Oh, okay.
Lightly. Yeah.
was that heavy?
No, that was fine. I just
Okay.
had never know. I just didn't know.
Just
But yeah,
just
it was
not too much.
So it was after work. I called my brother up, wanted to know what he was doing. He was at the golf course, and he was on his 27th hole of the day, and he told me to come on over. So I went over in
Hardo.
my work clothes and Crocs, and I used his clubs. I ended up playing 9 holes, 4 pars, 2 birdies, and the rest we're not going to talk about. A couple snowmans.
So yeah, sounds like your golf game is heading in the right direction, and I'm looking forward to next year now for the invite after that.
Yeah, I'm
Little
gonna actually. I
guarantee.
might intend just to watch this.
I'm ready to play.
All right, and we're gonna move on now,
Yeah, please.
and we're gonna jump into the off the cuff, which is a weekly tradition here, and we'll start with John here.
Oh, boy.
John, how about you get us going with off the cuff for the week?
Boy. All right, so I'm gonna talk about the American soccer system. For all our European and other South American and wherever you're from listeners.
Yeah, we have listeners worldwide.
Worldwide listeners. Football, American football. So I was watching the MLS the other day, and
Great league.
I'm missing the World Cup. I missed the World Cup.
You just need to see soccer in your life.
Right, just need to see it. So I turn on the MLS. You know what I did after 5 minutes?
Turned it off.
I turned it off. It's atrocious. There are a few things that need to be fixed in there.
Not flashy.
No, not flashy, not fun to watch.
Nope.
It's in the summer. It's on turf, for God's sakes. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
It was like,
that's
this
the
is a
American
professional
way.
sport.
That's the American way.
Oh my gosh. So I've listed off a few things. This is all in my head that need to happen.
Because
we all want to be recognized. MLS wants to be recognized as a worldwide league that can compete with others. Correct?
Absolutely.
All right. So to get that to happen, to get elite players to play here, there are a few things we need to do.
Let's hear them.
1, you need to get off of the goddamn turf fields.
The turf fields.
That is just atrocious.
The good players hate it. It is. It really is fake.
Anybody that actually knows soccer,
Right. There's nothing like playing on that nice.
Terrible.
There's nothing like playing soccer on a nice, crisp grass field that's a little watered. There's nothing better than that.
And just the fact that their stadiums have turf. New stadiums, by the way. Portland Timbers, their stadium, which they built just for soccer, they laid turf down on it. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, it's a financial decision.
My high school field was
but-
grass, for God's sakes. They could maintain it.
Well, you live in farm country,
Well,
so
yeah,
it's
but
great
still.
growing
Still.
conditions.
Second, you need to make the season during the rest of the other elite seasons.
Absolutely.
To have it in the summer is just disgraceful.
You can't
That's
have
terrible.
players leaving to go to the World Cup.
Right.
It's a joke.
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
you put the league on pause for a couple weeks for the World Cup. It's stupid.
They do get a lot of fans though to these games.
Did you see the game last night? Man
No.
City Liverpool. Place was full.
Oh, where was this at?
New York City, MetLife.
Oh, that's right. I did. Yeah,
It was
I
like
did see that.
65,000, and I think it was even more.
Yeah, no, you love to see that.
Yeah. 3.
How many of these we got?
This is the last one.
Okay.
We need to make a promotion and relegation system.
I love it.
Keeping those teams at the top does not help the youth. So for people who don't know,
I explained this a little earlier in the first podcast.
Yeah, the first podcast. So for people that don't know, in the other top soccer leagues across the world, there is a promotion and relegation system. So the top 3 teams from the league that is below the top league get promoted to the top league, and the 3 worst teams in the top league get demoted to that league that the 3 got promoted from. I hope that made sense to everybody. It
Perfect.
sounded right
sense.
in my head. So in the MLS though, our owners do not want that to happen, so they keep their teams at the top, and we still have a system in the United States.
They play highly average soccer.
And we do not have the resources as a result to make kids a lot better in our country. Do away with college. It is proven that soccer in Europe is much better because everybody goes to play there. So if you want to have an elite soccer league, just copy the European soccer leagues. Just copy it.
Absolutely.
There's no shame in that.
I think the one problem is that the NCAA athletics are so ingrained in American society.
But not recently, because all the guys that are on the U.S. national team, they foregoed all their college eligibility and they went into Europe.
Yeah, that's true. Like Pulisic
And on top of that, you can also make players a lot better by bringing them up through those programs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you make very fair arguments with the American soccer system and how to improve it, and it's something that we're gonna have to look forward to moving forward, and hopefully by 2026, when the World Cup is in the United States,
we're gonna win it.
Oh, we're winning it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Book it now. Throw your bets down.
Chop Podcast is going on a road trip that week.
Yeah, we're predicting
that whole
entire
month of
World
it.
Cup. We're predicting a U.S. victory. We're throwing our futures bets on it. Let's go. And now
I apologize for that Hardo Sports rant.
No,
but, that's fine.
Sports are good. We talked about that last week. Everyone needs a little bit of sports in their life. And now, Matty P, what's your off the cuff?
Okay, well, first off, guys, I just want to apologize. Since I know absolutely nothing about soccer, I didn't watch a single minute of any World Cup game. John,
That's truly unfortunate.
Matt's too strong. He's too, that's too soft of a sport.
He only watches the gridiron football.
Yeah.
Sure.
Real men being men.
It just doesn't interest me. I mean,
it's okay.
It's his own.
All right, what's your
off the cuff, for me, you pissed me off, by the way, John. But for me, off the cuff is when tourists try to be locals. This weekend, I went on vacation with a couple of friends, and I was in Boston, and we were a mile away from where we wanted to go. And these guys that I was with wanted to go and take the T. I said, guys, It's a mile walk, We can either Uber there, taxi, or walk. Like, we don't know the T. Like, it's a bunch of maps, bunch of different lines, all the different colors.
Those can get confusing for sure.
Yeah, and so they said, no, Matt, don't worry about it. We're going to go. We'll get it. We'll go right now. Okay, fine. So we buy passes for $15, and that's where I hated my life even more. Go downstairs, we look for the T, and then we find the map. We have no idea where we're going. Okay, not good. And we had to ask a bunch of people what was going on, where to go, where we would get dropped off next, and these people were just confusing us as much as we were already confused, so it wasn't helping us out much. But we were
This already just sounds like a day, but I think what is this all in like 10 minutes?
It was in 10 minutes.
Oh, boy.
I had been done. I had sweat rolling down my armpits. I was freaking out, asking where my Don Julio tequila was, and
free plug right there.
Yeah, we'll edit that.
Yeah, and I had it already. So it took us about 2 hours to get to our destination, which would have taken us 20 minutes if we had just walked, or 5 minutes if we had taken a Uber, Lyft, or a taxi. So that's my off the cuff. Is when people just try and they want to
try and soak up the culture.
They want to soak up the culture, but that'll just never happen because there's two different lives. Unless it becomes your life, then sure, you join in, you learn.
The tea is an event. Because it's like you just see some things on those things.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. But at the same time, I agree. Like, take the T to get into the city. When you're in the city, cab, Uber, Lyft, anything like that.
And you know what?
Walk,
also,
whatever.
If it's a week trip or maybe even 3 days, and you have time to kill, absolutely. You know what? Sure, let's
get into
just
the culture. But you don't have a lot of time.
We had 18 hours there.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
And 6 of it would be for sleeping. So we had 12 hours of time to
and 1 hour of it
be a local.
Deciding if you should use the T or not.
Hey, thank you.
That's it.
Not what
that's
we
a
live
great
for.
off the cuff. And I'll just finish up with my off the cuff, which is okay. So I know there's not a ton of golf fans out there, but this is just something that I couldn't resist.
Tiger back though?
No, it's close. Man. It's close. But this is something I could not resist talking about on this week's off the cuff. So, just to set the scene quickly, British Open, 17th hole. One guy is in the clubhouse, which means he finished golfing. He has a one-stroke lead, so there's only one guy technically that can catch him and tie him and force a playoff, and he's out on the course. He's on the 17th hole, and he hits his second shot way right, and now he needs to get it up and down to make par to be able to have a chance to force a playoff. So, he's over there, and mind you, this guy is not usually in contention. He's a young guy, so he's kind of coming through the ranks. He's not usually in contention of this magnitude. And so this is by far the biggest shot of this guy's career. Biggest moment of his life. He's taking his practice swings. He starts to go address the ball. He's over the ball. And this baby starts giggling. Like, I don't know if you even call it giggling. Kind of like yelling, screaming. It sounded like giggling. And he has to step away from the ball. Now, there was something else that forced him away from the ball at the same time, so the baby was a little bit overshadowed at this point.
So much for all that politeness that the British like to say that
the baby was a little overshadowed, so not everyone was looking at the baby at this second, right? But if you're the mom with the baby that is in the front row...
Now, was it a mother? It could have been the father now.
No, it was the mom.
Oh, they panned over?
Yeah, like they showed, they were literally front row. Like they were the closest, the closest spectators to the golfer.
Gee.
Right? And not only did she have to run over there with the carriage to get front row because he hit it that far right and the whole crowd was scrambling. Once the baby starts to cry, giggle, whatever you want to call it, in the middle of his backswing, probably a good indication that, okay, maybe I should walk him out of here so he doesn't mess up this guy's biggest, moment. So what does she do? No, she stays there with her baby because she needs to see this shot. So what happens next? He readdresses the ball. He's about to hit his shot. And this time, it's dead quiet. No one can hear anything except the baby giggles and screams again while the guy is over the golf ball. I mean, this was the most infuriating thing I've ever... I was yelling at the TV when this is going on. I'm like, walk the baby out of the crowd. Walk him to to the restroom, whatever you want to do. Just don't have him front row so the guy can hear it. He has to step off again. Luckily, the kid's a really nice kid, so he laughs it off. He steps up, but now he's stepping over the ball. The baby and the mom still have not left, so now he's stepping over the ball, and he doesn't know if it's going to happen again in his backswing. And he hits an okay shot, but not the best shot he would have liked. He makes a bogey, doesn't get it up and down, and I just think it's the lady's fault that doesn't walk the baby out of the gallery. I've never seen really anything like this in sports, and I was just appalled. It was absolutely appalling, and I'm still upset about it right now, in case you can't tell. What do you guys think about this?
Frankie, honestly, it sounds like the player was more focused on, whether the baby would laugh, cry, or whatever he was doing when he looked over his shot for the next shot.
Right.
I don't know. It's just people have been lacking just the common respect towards everything.
I mean, it's incredible. Like, I understand that, she probably waited a while to be able to see this moment because it was a big moment in the tournament. The guy's in contention. There's tons of people at these tournaments. I get that. But, then don't bring the baby to the golf tournament.
Exactly. You bring a baby to certain places, you'll leave the baby at home with a nanny.
Yeah, you're asking for trouble. You're asking for trouble if you bring the baby. That's on you.
It's not like the baby's going to remember it. It's not like the baby made a memory, It's just...
And you know what this kind of reminded me of?
What?
This move? This was a chop move.
Yeah, it was a chop move.
This really was a chop move. And that brings us to the chop move of the week. And just a reminder, don't forget to message us on Instagram or email us at choppodcast@gmail.com to submit your chop move stories for a chance to win Chop of the Week. And this Chop of the Week winner, this story's pretty simple here. We've all been there, kind of, but this is just a good example. So they go to the grocery store, load up the cart with a full load of groceries, or probably around $200, $300 worth of groceries.
Full load, I would
we've
say.
all been there with our parents at the grocery store, just
of
can't
course.
stand it.
Can't stand it, but go on.
Buying a bunch of food.
Hate it.
Gets the register, gets all checked out, and they go to pay, and what do you think happened, Matt?
They don't have the money.
Oh.
Forgot the wallet at home, so there's no credit card, no cash, and so what do they have to do? They have to put all the groceries back.
That's piss poor. That makes everything terrible. They didn't put them back in the right spot.
Wait. Is that a chop move, or is that just, unacceptable?
That's a hand slap in the face. Is that what they call it? Right?
Face palm?
Yes.
Yeah, face palm.
Thank you.
Face palm,
the face palm emoji.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Oh, shake my head emoji.
That one, too.
Yes.
They all work. It's just terrible. How disrespectful, and there's no common courtesy there. God.
For what?
That's disrespectful. I think that's just
What are you
All right,
talking about?
because honestly, you're going to have... Oh, my God. People are gonna fill up their carriages, go to the line, and then...
Carriages.
What's it called?
Cart.
No, carriage is
It's a
fine.
carriage.
Carriage is fine.
Moron.
So what are you saying? Are you saying the grocery store should have kept their stuff for them until they paid?
No. It's just poor planning.
By the person that's buying the groceries.
Yes,
is what you're saying.
it's poor planning.
So it's a chop move.
Yes, because
I don't know how
also...
that's disrespectful, though. I think that's
All right,
just
maybe I was
forgetting.
out of line, but maybe they have other things in their mind, but, they didn't stack them back in the correct places in the right looking order.
Okay,
So you're going to make the employees work more, which are probably being underpaid at these grocery stores.
Really?
You're going to make them do more than what they have to.
Really?
Yeah. That's where my mind is at.
I agree. I agree.
I agree
What,
too.
John? You're on that list.
They probably need something to do though. Most of these seasonal jobs, or not seasonal, not necessarily seasonal, but these kind of sometimes you just need stuff to do. So
Stacking shelves.
Yeah, this probably gave them a great thing to do.
Yeah.
But
They probably always stack shelves. It's a grocery store, for crying out loud.
All right,
So
do
do
you
you think
calm
it's
down over here, Steven?
so do you think it's a chop move, Matt?
Big time. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Big time
It's
chop move.
definitely
Yeah.
a chop move.
So the normal activity here would be just getting the groceries and paying for them.
Yes.
Which is normal commercial
just
activity.
go with your wallet. Bring your wallet wherever you go.
So that's normal, right? If you're going to
Yeah.
buy something, you need something to pay for it with.
It's a huge chop move. But,
Right.
in the long run,
it's one I've
it
pulled
is
before.
what I explained.
It's
But
it's one I've pulled before. for sure.
Oh,
I
you
believe
pull
it.
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
And
This kid is notorious for
just forgetting
his wallet.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
And so so this is a Chop move, forgetting to bring normal activity, paying for the groceries, and then not being able to pay for the groceries after you probably shopped for 2 hours.
Oh yeah,
out all the
$200
groceries.
worth of stuff
With
Definitely.
a little kid. The story is with a little kid.
Ooh.
Which is that's a tough.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
It's a great story though, because
Yeah.
it just won the Chop Move of the Week on Chopping It Up.
So congratulations to whoever this individual was.
Do you know that person's Instagram?
I do not know their Instagram
We do not know.
name. So.
But that's a great chop move.
They emailed us their submissions.
They're anonymous.
Wow.
Which we'd love to see the emails.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Keep it going, guys.
And so moving on to my food review.
Oh boy.
John and Matt have picked out a restaurant here for me to review, and
So there was a few discussion, or I shouldn't say a few discussion. That's terrible grammar. We'll edit that. We'll cut that, right?
yeah, we'll cut that.
We'll cut
yeah.
that.
You suck.
Yeah, I do.
A few discussions.
Yeah, we had a discussion about what we were gonna give you. So we brought up this place, or Matt brought this place up. It's an OG place. OG place. Let me repeat that. OG place.
Oh, I like that.
Where, everybody loves it.
I love it.
Everybody's go-to for some Italian, some spaghetti, some whatever you want. OG.
Breadsticks.
Breadsticks.
Breadsticks are involved
Unlimited
heavily.
salad.
Oh, baby.
Soup.
Say no more.
Say no more.
Say no
Olive
more.
Garden.
So we're talking about
Everybody's favorite Olive Garden.
We're talking about Olive Garden. And all right, so first thing I want to talk about with Olive Garden is obviously their breadsticks and salad. And so their breadsticks, and so I don't know how many of you know this, but unfortunately I'm gluten-free right now, so I haven't been eating bread. And so unfortunately I haven't been able to eat their breadsticks.
Those breadsticks
in
are
probably
phenomenal.
2 years. But before that, Olive Garden was an absolute go-to. You had the breadsticks. Those things were so good, you eat about 2 or 3 baskets of those.
Easily.
Right? And then you get the salad, the unlimited salad. And by the time you get your entree, you're already half full because you're just eating salad and breadsticks all night.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't complain about any of the entrees. All the entrees are very solid at Olive Garden. And there's a little something I want to point out with Olive Garden that's a little bit of a hack, a little life hack to the
Here we
system.
go.
That
Everybody take your notes. Everybody get your notebooks
This
out.
is your knowledge
I eat out so
Get
often
it down.
that this is kind of something I've picked up on, and it goes like this. So you go, let's say you go with 4 people. You go to fit your family, whatever. You sit down. So obviously you're going to get the breadsticks because that comes with the meal. So whatever meal you get to choose a soup or a salad, right? So the real rookies and the real amateurs, they all get a salad.
I love where you're going.
They're
with
all
this.
like, I like a salad.
I love it.
Yeah,
Yep. We
yep.
have done this before. You taught me.
Yeah.
You taught me
So
very well.
The real amateurs go, I want a salad.
So all you amateurs out there listening to this podcast,
So
we
what,
still love you.
So what
We
you
still
need
love
to
you.
what you need to do is 2 people get the salad, right? So they bring a big bowl and they keep bringing it at the people's request. So you get salad all night. 2 people get the soups. And so even if you only want one of the soups and you don't want an unlimited soup, the chicken gnocchi soup, great soup, really, really good stuff. So even if you don't want more than one soup and you're like, I mainly want salad, but I'll have a little soup, you get the soup. And the other person gets the soup, right? Then you can get a refill on the soup for the other 2 people that they want. So you can get unlimited soup and salad and breadsticks.
This guy just knows what he's talking about.
I love it.
And it makes the waitresses and the waiters so aggravated.
But they can't do anything
it's
about
the
it.
funniest thing because they can't do anything about it. And they come over and they're like, you want some more salad? And we're like, yeah. And then they're like, what do you want for a soup? And then you change the soup order and you ask I ask my mom right in front of her, oh, what do you want for soup? And she tells me, and then I tell the waitress, and it makes her so aggravated.
That is nuts. That's awesome.
Here's an actual question. Have you ever gone there and just got the unlimited soup and salad?
Yeah.
I'd done it all the time.
So
Really?
my brother
yeah.
and I would go for lunch, and we would just get the soup and salad.
That aggravates the hell out of them too.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because granted, it should because They're working hard, and you usually tip based on what you get. But if it's unlimited soup and salad for one price, it's like they're coming back and forth.
It's like $5.99 or $6.99 for this soup and salad.
Is that really it?
Yes.
The unlimited super salad.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
lunch, that's the go-to.
Oh my
so
God.
They're just back and forth the whole time. So that is a great restaurant to do a little review on. But overall, the food is very solid. They have those little toasted ravioli appetizer.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are really good. I'd highly recommend those. And that's pretty much all I got for the
There
OG.
you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Frank,
The
thank you very
OG
much.
Olive Garden.
That's the Olive
that was
Garden.
awesome.
That's the Olive Garden review.
Frankie Lee's
Starving.
Olive Garden review.
And transitioning,
We don't do stars here. Transition.
we don't do stars here. I like
Yeah.
that transition. That was nice. And what do you guys think we're transitioning to?
Speaking of,
That's right. We guessed it. We're talking about Hollywood stars. And the first headline for this week's Hollywood for Dummies is Khloe Kardashian chops off her hair after reaching weight loss goal.
wait, what?
Wait, huh?
Khloe Kardashian.
Was that like a thing that she was supposed to do? She said she was going to do it?
Did that
I don't
actually
know.
happen?
Oh.
Yeah, she chopped off most of her hair. I mean, she got a
Is it like Britney
haircut.
Spears
Can I
or
look a picture up or
We
something?
can look. You guys can look a picture.
is it Britney
up.
Spears or
this
what?
is bad. This is bad radio.
Bad
right here.
radio. Khloe Kardashian chops off her hair after reaching weight loss goal.
Well, what a chop move.
What do we think?
Blonde bob.
You see this every couple of years.
Oh,
Some
is
famous
this it?
actress does this.
This is bad radio. We
Oh,
apologize.
that's nothing.
That's not bad.
That's not too bad. Okay,
She still
what I was
looks good.
expecting
All right,
was
so let's talk about the headline.
She still looks good.
Still looks good from John. Okay, nice.
she's all right.
What were you
I was
gonna say,
expecting
Matt?
something more of like the Britney Spears when she went crazy.
Oh, you
because,
thought it was gonna be that?
Yeah, especially with the
Oh.
Kardashian name, everything that goes on with that family. Frankie has talked about this previous weeks, with just how nuts like being a Kardashian and being
They
affiliated
go
with the
big.
Kardashians.
They go big the whole time.
Yeah.
Always.
Go big or go home.
Big balls.
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
They really do.
Mm-hmm.
And so the thing that really sticks out to me here is so she reaches her weight loss goal, right? So
Good for her.
What was the number? Is there a number for
I don't
it?
think she
I don't
gave
know.
a number, but she just had
So,
always talked about
maybe it
it.
was probably
Right,
like 3
right.
pounds. She's
Okay.
like, I want to take off
Yep.
3 pounds in like 3 weeks. So she reaches her weight loss goal, which is great for her, and then she gets a haircut. And the only thing I can think of is new girl. She's a new girl, new woman.
Oh, no.
You know,
Oh,
she's,
restart.
She's
Yeah,
transformed.
there
This
it
is a
is.
nice restart.
Rebirth. It's a rebirth.
And Chloe is she's with Tristan, right?
Still?
Yeah, she's still with Tristan
Okay,
Thompson.
so she just has
is
her
she
daughter.
still? Is she?
It's a daughter.
Is
right?
it a daughter?
I don't know. Has a baby.
Baby. They
She
had
has
a baby.
so she has a
She had a
baby.
baby.
She reaches her weight loss goal, gets a haircut, new life, new start. I love it.
I
You
don't
know,
hate
good
it.
for her.
Yeah, good for her.
All right,
More power to you.
Except if she's still with Tristan, she's got to get
Tristan
rid
Thompson.
of him.
I think she's still living in Cleveland.
Gotta
Right,
get rid of
Tristan?
she's got to go with someone who can make a layup. So that's not me. But next thing, Gwyneth Paltrow denies she's Becky with the good hair after Amber Rose's remarks. So the good thing here is I actually know who's being talked about here.
I don't.
I've
So-
got no idea.
Do you remember Becky with the good hair from Beyonce?
Yeah, from Beyonce.
Yeah, so Amber Rose says that the Becky with the good hair that Beyonce is talking about is Gwyneth Paltrow.
Her name's not Becky though. Oh wait, no. Oh, all right. Never mind.
That's who she's
Yes,
referring to
got
in
it,
the song.
Got it.
Yes.
I'm being the chop. I got
That's
it.
a chop, yeah. So what do we think about this?
I mean,
So
I need some evidence here.
so basically, Amber Rose is saying that
I need some
Gwyneth
evidence.
Paltrow is having an affair with Jay-Z,
yeah.
just to
Yeah.
make it clear.
I need
Okay.
some evidence from either side to prove
Gwyneth Paltrow, she's
she's
married
either
to the
innocent
Coldplay
or
dude,
guilty.
right?
Is she?
I think she's married to the Coldplay dude, the
Okay.
head singer lead singer for Coldplay. And so, do we think this happened? Matt, what do you think?
I honestly don't know what to think of this. I don't know who Gwyneth Paltrow is. I don't know who Becky with the good hair is.
Becky with the good hair is just like a saying.
It's just a saying.
I've
in
never
the
heard of
song.
that
That's
saying.
no.
so I'm
That's why I got.
That's why I'm missing out here. I don't know why
Mixed
people
up.
have to analyze these things, and
Well, have
Hollywood
you
does
heard
it all the
song?
time. All the magazines do it. It's
Okay,
too much for
No,
me.
no, it's a song that Beyonce sang.
Basically,
I don't
Amber
know what
Rose.
that
Do you know who
means.
Amber Rose is?
Yeah,
Basically,
is she the fat chick?
she's thick.
Oh,
Comedian.
Gwyneth Paltrow and the Coldplay singer just got divorced.
Oh.
Not breaking news.
Oh.
This,
All right.
This happened 2 years ago.
Oh,
They
so
did
this is a
divorce.
wrinkle.
There's a wrinkle in the story.
This is critical.
She, however, is presently engaged to somebody.
Ooh. So,
Becky with the good hair.
Brad Falchuk.
so Amber Rose could have been right. She could be onto
she
something.
could be, she probably is onto something.
She probably.
here.
You wouldn't just say this for no reason. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
So, all right,
Gwyneth Paltrow
question.
I don't
Time
know.
out.
Like, she can't just make false
This
claims.
is-
Yeah,
Exactly.
Gwyneth
This is a
Paltrow
question-
can deny this, but
Right.
like, why would she ever just say this?
Yeah,
out of
like it
nowhere?
was me. Right.
This is a question that everybody is not understanding this. Like, if people aren't understanding this, this is for them. Is Amber Rose saying that Gwyneth is having an affair with Jay-Z?
Had.
But she's engaged?
Well,
Now
she is.
Jay-Z?
she is not. No, she is not having the affair anymore.
What happened to Jay-Z and...
They're
still-
fine
they're
now.
still
Her
together.
and
Blue Ivy?
Beyonce,
Blue Ivy's still.
Jay-Z and
okay.
Beyonce are
Alright.
okay now.
Still good?
Jay-Z and Beyonce are smooth sailing right now.
Okay.
However, they were not too long
Was
ago.
that for media? Did they do that just to bring...
That is a conspiracy.
Okay.
But
I'm all in on this.
I'm
story.
all in on it as well.
I kind of
think
like
it
it
happened.
now. I like what
I'm all
hearing.
in that Gwyneth Paltrow is Becky with the good hair, and Amber Rose knows what she's talking about. And Matt has just taken off his shirt. I have no idea why.
we're confused.
It's hot.
But it's,
I'm
you
not-
know,
Oh, it's probably because he's getting all pumped up for this
for the
next
last one.
for this next
Oh,
headline,
man.
which is Donald Trump's Hollywood Walk of Fame star was destroyed.
Don't get me started. You two can talk about this. Don't get me rattled.
I'm gonna stay out of it.
We want to
as well.
hear from
Okay,
the
you know
Trump
what? How
lover.
do you do this? Just how?
He's your president. We want to hear from you.
Donald Trump is my president. He's Frankie's and John's and everybody else who's
he's not
listening
mine.
from the United States is president.
Not my president.
He is
no.
mine. He is mine when we do right kind of politics. I
Yeah.
agree. So continue.
How do you just disrespect somebody like that? You take an axe out of a guitar, what is that, case? Carrying case? And you start smashing Donald Trump's star.
Hollywood star.
Also, I am a Trump supporter, but question, Frankie, how did he get the star?
because he's a star, man.
Is it from The Apprentice?
Probably.
Okay, because, I mean, could he have gotten it from any other way?
He's the president of the United States. He can do whatever he wants.
All right.
But I think it is from The Apprentice.
All right. Fair enough. But I just don't know how people can be doing this type of stuff and not...
It is crazy how someone could be disrespectful to a president who, has tweeted some rather disrespectful things and, done some disrespectful things to specific groups of people.
But
so, yeah, it is crazy. It's completely
I want to know...
Based on that evidence,
I want to
totally
know...
idiotic.
I just
Can't
want to
believe
know...
it.
idiotic.
I want to know what would have happened had Barack Obama's name been on a star and a person pulled out a pick out of his guitar case. What would have happened to that person and started smashing and defacing that star?
It would have been rude.
What would have happened
but,
then? But would people be sticking up for them?
Everyone's going to have haters, though. That's just the bottom
course,
line.
but you can't-
Everyone's going to have haters.
You're right.
And I guess the good thing for Barack Obama is that he was never a Hollywood star, a movie star, so he doesn't have a star. So we're good.
You're right.
We don't have to worry
You're
about
right.
it.
You guys don't have to worry about that, and me and the supporters do. So it's just tough.
So yeah, we're just gonna move on.
Yeah,
from
please
that.
move on from that.
And so this break in the action is brought to you by Feel Good Films. Have you ever had a bad day, Matt? Have you ever had a bad day lately?
Yes,
What happened?
my house got sold. My
you're-
boat broke down.
Oh, who broke your boat?
Frankie broke my boat.
Yeah, I did.
Frankie stepped on my cutting board. It was the 4th of July.
is-
Gorgeous.
We're going into the break.
Gorgeous.
Here, hold on.
No, this is awesome.
Off the cuff too.
Yeah, off the cuff.
Off the cup too.
Part two.
Matty P has too many issues for a freaking podcast.
So I'm going to explain it quickly. So Matt has a cutting board on his boat to put his grill on, and this cutting board is flat. It's elevated on the sides, so it's kind of hollow in the middle, and kind of like, what do you call those? Like, what size pieces of wood are they that go
2x4s?
across?
Yeah.
No, I think they're smaller than that, but whatever. He lays it flat down on the boat where everyone stands. Who does that if you can't stand on it? That's just not smart. So yes, I did step on it. I broke it. I'll own up to it, but
He does have a point there.
but it's not. It wasn't great where it was positioned.
It was just another bad thing that had happened that day. It's not necessarily Frankie's fault, but I just didn't want something hanging out of my boat because it does rest on the gunnel of my boat where it was hanging out, and had a boat come close to me, would have scratched that boat rather than hit my rub rail and the other boat's rub rail.
All right,
Everything would have been
you know
fine.
what? It sounds like you did have a bad day.
Guys, let's just take a break right now.
Well,
How about that?
you know will help your bad day, though.
Feel Good Films, which can provide you with a good laugh to get you through your day. Search Feel Good Films on the YouTube channel search Feel Good Films on YouTube with the channel filter to help brighten up your day. And we are back. We are joined by Jeffrey Steiner.
Hey,
showed
what's
up.
What's up?
Made a little time in his schedule for tonight's podcast. And we're going to jump right into everyone's favorite segment. We're going around the world with Jeffrey Steiner. Matt's going to pinpoint where we're going.
Can't
And
wait.
Jeffrey, spin that globe.
Everybody fire up the electric
Make
factory.
it happen. Globe.
Now you got to close your eyes.
Globe is spinning, Matt. Oh my gosh, this guy's cheating already. Globe is spinning, Matt.
new to this.
Point it.
Ooh,
Oh, where are we going?
we're going to India.
No.
Northern
Tajikistan.
Tajikistan.
Tajikistan?
No, you were northern.
Or should we
no.
go to
Oh, no, I think
Afghanistan?
you were Pakistan. Yeah, you were Pakistan.
Ooh.
My bad.
Oh, Pakistan.
might have been
He was right
Pakistan
here.
border.
He was northern Pakistan.
Pakistan.
He was in Pakistan. Okay. I mean, do we have the consensus here? You were on like 6 borders all at once.
Frank,
Dude,
John,
let's
what do you guys
redo
think?
it. You want to redo it?
No. Pakistan.
I think we're going to Pakistan.
It's,
Yeah, we're right there.
Pakistan.
You know,
Let's make it happen.
not my first choice for a trip, but
Why not,
Pakistan.
Jeff?
Well,
What do you guys think we're going to be doing in Pakistan?
You know, I don't know.
you don't know? You
Visit-
don't know anything about Pakistan?
Well, Islamabad, very famous.
Well, you
famous
could
city.
you could start in by driving in on the world's highest highway. The Karakoram Highway is the highest paved road and elevation. Reaches an elevation of 15,397 feet. So you know what? Drive in through the mountains and just get ready.
My
Gear
ears
up,
would be
fellas.
popped.
No, your ears.
Oh,
will
they'd be
pop.
popped.
Oh, yeah, they would.
But you know, while you're there, you can imagine
You
you're
can count on your ears.
You can
being
take in
popped
the
there.
beautiful scenery. So are we flying in and then we're taking the highway or what?
No, we're going to drive across the Atlantic.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, there'd be a lot of.
Could drive across the Pacific as well. Go the
yeah,
other way.
you know, getting there might be an issue. We're flying.
Can you fly?
I don't. That's
There's
the
a
thing.
lot of connecting flights.
That's the thing.
man.
I don't know
You
if
can
you can.
absolutely fly into Pakistan.
I'm sure you can. Yeah,
A lot of
why would-
connecting flights, though.
Why would you not be able
I
to?
wouldn't say a lot. You probably just have to connect to one.
Well, either way, we're
Fly
going
into Turkey and then fly from Turkey to Pakistan.
Lahore.
Let's-
You can fly into Lahore.
Could fly into
Yeah, you
Italy,
can.
Greece.
You can. Yeah. Well, either
France.
way, well, since we're flying into Lahore, we might as well start in Lahore.
I like that.
Lahore is the capital of Pakistan's Punjab province. It's got some of the finest architecture in the world. You know, this is a really ancient place in the world. You're going to see a lot of Muslim influence, obviously, a lot of domes on buildings and sandstone and whatnot. Very beautiful. You might see some examples of old Mughal architecture, or Mughal. I think it's pronounced Mughal.
Like
Yeah.
Muggles in Harry Potter.
Yeah, like
Nice,
Muggles and Harry
nice.
Potter. Maybe that's where the
You know what a
term came
Muggle is,
from.
Matt?
I actually took a modern India class and we learned all about the Mughal Empire.
Did you say mud?
Did you really?
Yeah.
We did.
What they have in
So
the-
you're the perfect person to go to Pakistan. You can
Yeah,
learn.
well, that was India, which not to get too, historical here, but Pakistan formed as a result of the Muslim, what was his name? Muhammad Ali Jinnah wanted to form his own Muslim state
All right, split off from.
for the Indians, and
Yep.
so they split off. They formed Pakistan, and all of the Muslims
Didn't you learn about
migrated
this?
to Pakistan, and the Hindus migrated to India. They kind of split the region.
So there's your history lesson for the day. You don't
Wow.
need to go on a tour in Pakistan.
This kid.
Just
This
come
guy.
to the Chopping It Up studio.
This guy reads books, ladies and
have
gentlemen.
a conversation with Frankie.
Not very many, but enough.
And, after you've had that conversation, you're going to go up and you're going to hit the slopes at Malam Jaba. So, in case you didn't know, Malam Jaba, the ski resort, was blown up by the Taliban in 2006. But don't worry about that. It's had a rough past. But
Good security now.
It reopened in 2011. Much better security. And you can go, grab a pair of skis and just hit the slopes. Enjoy a day with your family skiing in Malam Jaba. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
This is on the first day? Or the second
No,
day?
this is the second day.
Second day.
First day we explored.
we're taking in the sights of Lahore.
We explored Lahore. We saw some architecture. Maybe took some tours. Got to try the local food. That's kind of our deal here. We always go for the local food on the first day. And then second day we're going skiing up in Malam
What else
Jaba.
would you eat?
I suppose there's a McDonald's there.
Oh, definitely a McDonald's.
Well,
Pretty
yeah,
sure there's
but I'm
McDonald's
saying,
everywhere.
so what? When you're not eating the local food, you eat McDonald's. That's it.
Well, it's two options here, John. I mean, what else you want to eat?
What do you want to eat?
I'm just gonna eat the local food the whole time.
Are you gonna eat like
Not just the first
Italian cuisine? And
No, because it's not gonna be
Pakistan?
there.
I'm sure there's Italian cuisine in Pakistan.
This is harassment.
I'm
This
just
show
gonna
is
eat-
off the rails. Absolutely off the rails.
You know what? After that harassment, I need to relax. Third day, I'm going to the shores of the Arabian Sea. We're going to check out the cosmopolitan city of Karachi. We're going to chill out there. We're going to enjoy the sights. Maybe hit the beach because John is just coming at us, and we need to get away from all of that. So
Nice
we're gonna
relaxing day.
check out
Should I just
Clifton
leave?
Beach. No, I would recommend you go to Pakistan.
I was thinking about it.
We're going to Clifton Beach, which is widely considered Karachi's answer to Venice Beach. So you know it's nice.
Oh, baby.
It's a great spot for people watching, and you can ride camels there too. So if you want to ride a camel on the beach, very relaxing. Don't let it spit in your eye. I don't know if they do that. No llamas do that, but do your thing. And you know what? So we're 3 days in. Fourth day. You know what? Third night. We always end up going out on the third night, but we're gonna follow that trend. So we're going out in Karachi, enjoying some of the nightlife in Pakistan, and third night hitting the Karachi club scene, maybe on the beach. I'm sure they have clubs all around.
Nothing
that
better
beach.
than the bars on the beach.
Yeah.
I love that.
Hit a tiki bar in Pakistan. And then the fourth day, we're going to go for a little bit of history. Frankie already educated you a little bit. We're going to go for a little more. We are going to check out the Mohata Palace Museum. It's a old palatial house in the same neighborhood, Clifton and Karachi. And you can learn about the ancient sea trade in Pakistan, learn a little bit about the Silk Road, and just appreciate that you're in one of the oldest portions of the world. And take it in, because there's nothing like it. Pakistan, beautiful place. It's had some issues in the past, but it has a lot to offer, and you should go check it out.
Yeah, it's a great place to go visit. Maybe hide there if you want.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
It's a good place for that.
It
too.
works for some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But good place to go on a nice little trip. And Jeff, you were finally able to join us tonight, and I thought there was no better thing to do than give another Zoidism. We have John here, and so John, what's our Zoidism for this week?
Well, so you see, Jeff moved into his apartment, and I thought it was only right that we had to talk about the futon.
Oh, the futon. The
The
famous futon.
The good old futon.
Did we
you
talk
move
about
it
this already, Jeff?
I don't think you
No,
talked
we
about
did
it.
not.
I mean, you definitely mentioned it. It's hard not to mention.
Yeah, we mentioned it, but I don't think we ever got into a
And
discussion
yes,
about it.
for those who need to know, it has all parties involved. It has moved into my new apartment. It is the centerpiece of the living room. You gotta cherish the sacred
I think
futon.
that's the only piece of furniture.
That's the only thing that
What
he
more
requires.
do I need?
Yeah,
What more do I need?
Yeah, so that's a great segue. You do not need anything else. This Zoidism, Jeff would fall asleep on the futon.
This thing is small, by the way.
Oh,
This
it's
futon is small.
Not very
It's
comfortable.
not comfortable at all. You can actually feel the metal brackets,
Yeah,
the
you
cross
can.
members
You can.
going into your back, your shoulder blades, your legs. I've
But-
slept on it plenty of times. It is not fun.
That's
But-
what gives it character.
But Guess who thought that
Who
thing
cares?
was the most comfortable
thing in the entire dorm.
world?
In the entire dorm, if you had to pick a place to sleep, Jeff was sleeping on the futon every single night. Definitely every night that we went out, and then a lot of nights you would just sleep there. You would be watching Netflix, and you would just fall asleep, and you'd be like, you know what? I'm kind of happy I fell asleep on the futon. Like, that's just a great night's sleep.
There were countless nights that I recall myself waking up, middle of the night. It was either to get water, go to the bathroom, whatever, what have you, and I walk out, and I'm just like I don't know what to think. I just see Jeff. Half on the futon, half off because it's not big. It does not. If you've never seen Jeff is a tall human. It did not fit him, and he was half off. And I would debate with myself: should I wake him up to tell him to go, into his bed, or
he was definitely.
But
happy.
I was just, I'm just gonna leave.
He
him.
was loving life, and the best part about when Jeff was falling asleep on the futon, especially after nights we'd go out, is how often he would want to get slapped in the face. There's nothing like this. I've never seen anyone like this. He would want us to slap him in the face, throw phones at his face.
Yeah.
He just loved.
He ate it all.
I didn't ask for the phones in the face, but the slap I did ask for a couple times.
He loved the adrenaline rush.
He ate it up.
And then and then he would go back to.
I think it started off as a challenge with Austin. He said, he could slap me in the face hard enough.
Oh, yeah.
Like that I'd cry or something like that. And I said, hit me hard.
And he did a few times.
He knocked the hell out of me.
And Jeff fell asleep on the futon and woke up with a concussion.
Yeah.
So that's where we were at. And so now we're gonna segue into Spielberg's sound system. We have a kind of a special song this
That's a good
week.
place to go. I'm feeling that.
Yeah, and we have a special song. Matt Paris, big country music fan. Which, country music, it's nice in the summer. I don't mind it in the summer. And Matt's favorite song right now, Waylon and Willie and a Bottle of Jack by David Lee Murphy. You don't get a more country name than that.
No, you did not.
David Lee Murphy.
I don't know if I've heard this one.
And
It's a great song. Great.
the opening
check it
line,
out.
Good story, too.
and the opening line is, Old 67 Fleetwood sitting out in the barn.
Not to get confused with cruising down the street in my 6'4".
Yeah, in the 6'4", which we'll have a little something on that later. But
Stay tuned.
Matt, how about you start us off with Spielberg's sound system? So do you know how this works?
No, I don't actually.
So basically, you read this line and you create a movie about that opening line.
Oh, okay.
So where are you going with this?
Okay, so it's an old 67 Fleetwood sitting out in the barn, okay? You're in Georgia. You're inviting a girl over. It is at night. It's probably 10 o'clock, okay? You're in your Fleetwood. There's a bottle of Jack. You play your music because you keep the battery charged.
Is this the actual song?
The rest is for a little bit, yeah. Then I'm gonna take it somewhere else.
Okay.
So you're hanging out with the girl, trying to make a move. All of a sudden, you see something in the light at your pond that your father owns on his property. Okay. You look out and you go over to a pond or lake, and you see an alligator dragging a leg of a person.
This is taking a turn here, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
think Jeff Steiner. I
turn.
caught Jeff Steiner's attention.
Yeah, I didn't know where you were going with that.
So it's dragging the person into the lake. The
Yes.
alligator.
It is the father's legs.
Ooh.
It is
my
the
God.
father. The kid goes. He grabs the father's shotgun that he has because of it's Georgia. Everybody in Georgia has a freaking shotgun.
You don't
for
know
crying
that.
out loud.
You don't know
John,
We're making
shut up.
assumptions
John,
for
he
the
needs to
sake of the
protect his
plot.
family.
He goes out there. He grabs the shotgun. And then all of a sudden, the crocodile, is then going to jab at the girl. The girl is freaking out. She's pinned up at the car. And then from there, you just don't know what happened.
He shoots. No, I like this.
We're
I like
not
this.
getting a full plot development here. We are ending.
I wanted to give this a preview.
No, I like this. I like how I think you end the movie with a gunshot, and then you do a sequel. You just do a gunshot.
No
the screen goes
sequel.
black.
Let the fan base figure out
Yeah,
or
they-
speculate
You know
as
what?
to
I
what's
want to
going
hear from the fans what they want to happen in this movie.
I like that.
Oh yeah, they
So
should
they-
respond.
Go to
Okay.
yeah. I like that. So
If
go on
there-
the Chop Podcast on the Instagram page and DM us how you think this should end. And
Or if it's
Even-
more complex than that, email us at choppodcast@gmail.com.
Even just remember the line, old 67 Fleetwood sitting out in the barn as a country song, David Lee Murphy. Just remember that, and maybe you can roll with it. And we'll take what you have, and
I love it.
maybe we'll talk about it next week.
I love it. Matt's creating stuff on the fly here. That's big time podcasting.
What about you, John?
John, where do you think this song's going? What plot development do you think's going on?
Well,
here?
what just hits me right away? Rom-com. Definitely a rom-com.
Okay.
It's a flashback movie of a person who's reminiscing about his old 67 Fleetwood sitting out in the barn, and he remembers the first time he picked up his significant other.
Oh, I like where this is going.
And it just goes back, and it's just a nice rom-com that the people can enjoy. You can go see it with your significant other, whoever that may be, if you have one. Or you can go by yourself if you're single.
Thanks for clarifying.
Shout out Sabrina, got you. We'll go.
Oh God.
Oh, God. There you go. There you have
She's
a
giving me
personal
$5 to shout her out.
nice.
All right,
Good
yeah.
deal.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we all deserve a cut of that.
No, we'll cut that.
We'll cut that. Yeah, we'll cut
Yeah, get that out of there. I don't want her.
All right,
No, I
Jeff.
say we keep it.
Jeff, John, are you done with this?
Yeah, I'm done with that.
I don't.
Just a rom-com. Just a rom-com.
Jeff and I will show you how the full plot development takes place.
Well,
'cause-
what do you want me to go into a whole thing? I just said
right,
it's a
Frankie,
rom-com
Frankie,
about
you
him
go.
reminiscing with his significant
Okay,
other the
no,
whole
that's
time.
fine. That's fine.
Took
Come
me
on.
a minute to figure out what rom-com was, but I got it.
What is it?
Romantic comedy.
Nice job.
Hey.
Took me a minute, though. I had no idea what was going on.
Okay, so mine
This
is
is chaos.
mine is. I'm thinking about Craigslist right now, and I'm thinking about someone who's selling their old '67 Fleetwood on Craigslist, and
Bring it up.
so they're selling their old '67 Fleetwood on Craigslist, and they get a potential buyer. Potential buyer calls them. You know, they're going to meet up. Potential buyer comes over to the house. He's like, "Let me bring you into the barn. I'll show you my, this old classic car." So they go into the barn, and this is just like a very relaxing. Like, this is definitely going to be a comedy. And there's a refrigerator back there. They have some nice cold brews. And they kind of just sit down in the car, enjoy the brews, talk about the car, but then they just kind of shoot the shit for like a few hours. And the entire movie is just these two like comedians just going back and forth in the car talking about life.
I like
kinda
that.
like-
So
it's
it's like
not-
a talk show almost, but not.
It's
like
kind of like a
talk show.
comedy show.
It's kind of like
Okay.
those Sonic commercials.
Yeah,
where they're
yeah,
just sitting
exactly.
there.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
everyone
Oh,
loves
yeah.
the Sonic
I like
commercials.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty good.
That's exactly
no,
what it is.
Again, no plot development.
I mean, there was
All right, you want plot?
I'm just taking. I'm just
All right,
taking
Steiner,
shots.
Yeah.
kick it over to
I
you.
just the wheels have been turning. I've been listening to stories. I hear creepy alligator. I hear rom-com. I hear
Craigslist.
regular com, Craigslist, happy place, I guess. I'm taking it to a different road. It starts off this young man. He's like a preteen kid, growing up. Weird things have always happened around the farm. Like, people come and go, and his father never really explains, what's going on. It's always been like kind of a mysterious thing. But the only thing that remains constant is that he's not allowed to touch the old '67 Fleetwood sitting out in the barn. Well, flash forward a couple years, he's in his early 20s, maybe he's 21, 22. His father passes away. Very sad, very tragic. And he says, you know what? Like, this, the perfect way to reminisce about my father is to go out and sit in the old '67 Fleetwood out in the barn. Never been run. Let's see if I can get this thing going for my dad. He goes in, gets in there, turns the key to the car. Barn door closes with a robotic whiz.
This is unbelievable.
The
Oh my
car
God.
is on a platform, drops down into a secret government facility.
Oh.
Prequel to Men in Black.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. That was
Jeffrey
unbelievable.
Steiner right there, ladies and gentlemen. He has done it.
Yeah, this guy's
seeing
done it
that
before.
movie.
If anybody knows Steven Spielberg, you need to give them this audio clip because this is a great
You know what,
movie
Jeff?
proposal.
Fill it out for us. Who are the actors? Who are the actresses in this?
Cast it for us right now.
The young actor, I was thinking Henry Cavill, is that his name? The one who plays Superman?
I don't know.
Henry
really
Cavill.
many people.
The
Okay.
father is Russell Crowe.
Okay.
He's my
Okay.
favorite actor. I like
Okay.
Russell Crowe, and he's old enough now that he could be
Nice.
like.
Yeah,
an
he's
aging-
he's perfect for that. Exactly.
He's
yeah.
an aging father,
Yep.
yeah, and very mysterious, very stoic.
Yeah.
Very stoic.
And
Perfect.
who are some of the people that come to the barn and kind of disappear?
All right, so like one of the main guys who comes to the barn regularly, but there's never any explanation. Obviously, it turns out that he's like the lead agent who recruits the son into the Men in Black. I'm thinking Matthew McConaughey.
Okay, I
He
like
has,
that.
He has, I love Matthew McConaughey, but he's just weird enough that he could pull off like
He is just
He
weird
is-
enough.
like
he is just weird.
alien agent.
All right, sorry. Go on. Yeah, my bad.
So I think, Russell
You
Crowe
know
is
what
the
movie that's
father.
from?
Russell Crowe
you
as the
nuts?
father, Matthew McConaughey as the lead agent.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds
And
like
Henry Cavill as, the young man.
that. Yeah, that seriously sounds like it could be a very good movie.
Sounds like a high budget.
Sounds
film.
like you've done this before. You've done Spielberg's sound system. You're a professional. You know what you're doing. And that pretty much wraps up the show for this week. Jeff, I know you weren't here for long.
It's been a pleasure to be here, guys.
But
glad I made it.
Matt and John, we want to thank you for joining us
Thanks
this
for having
week.
us.
Thanks for having
And
us.
make
It was a great time.
and make sure you stick around for the after the closing music here, because we have a little treat for all of our listeners. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
You're ready.
All right, start up again.
Start from the top. From the top.
Yo, come on, E, from the top, bro.
From the top, bro. Here you go, Chop Ice.
Top ice. Here we go. 1, 2.
We're not cutting that part, are we?
All right, bring it back.
Bring that back. Bring that back. Here you go, DJ. Chopped Ice on the track. Recording 4.
killing me right now.
Here we go. Kill it, Chopped Ice.
Are you done? God, bring it back. I can't do it with John. God, you're
I
killing me.
started it right
That was too much. Too much, John. I left work to go to the podcast. I went to see what was happening. Nothing fast. I saw Frank and John got it going on. They talking about this shit like a marathon. Yo, Jeff's gonna be late. He's just playing. He's playing this video game. What you saying? Where's that life? Yeah, you need that more. Are you gonna keep hanging out with them whores? I'm out here, man. Working all day. And then I come out of here. Say, what's up? Oh, shit. What am I doing? I got too many bitches out here cruising in my 6'4". Oh shit, yeah, it's a diesel. Power stroke, baby, yeah, you know it's lethal. Rocking over here and I'm gonna go home. I see this shit in my front yard. I got a sign that says for sale. I said, Mom, I ain't even going to Yale. I ain't going to jail, no, I ain't about that. But what are you doing to my life like that? I ain't a Democrat, no, not this time. I'ma do this shit here and I'ma rhyme. Hey, Matty P, hey, Top, oh,